It's not looking good for Devil Fruit users because the One Piece world is going underwater. What is up, YouTube? It is your boy Dougie D Fresh, and today we're talking about One Piece chapter 1113. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like so YouTube knows you liked it. Hit the subscribe button if you want to tap in with the future content, and hit the post notification bell if you want to be notified of said future content. Now let's get into it. So the snail, it was a fake out. I think I said that in my last video, but the snail was indeed a fake out. I think we all thought that was going to be the case. I still want to know what Shaka told Dragon, because the going theory that I was going with is that the transponder or the transmission was going to be coming from Kamabaka Kingdom, or Dragon would have something to do with it, you know, some way to defend it, something like that, because it just seemed a little too easy. I guess we still don't know where it's coming from, so that could still be the case, which, I mean, technically I've never known how that would work, like in terms of technology and transponder snails and all that stuff, but that could still be a possibility. Now, so more than ever, now that the big secret is out, which we will get into later, I want to know what Vegapunk told Dragon. And the countdown, we got this a lot sooner than I thought. You guys know I've been saying this in multiple videos, like, dang, okay, it's already down to 5 minutes. Oh, now it's down to 4 minutes. Now it's down to 3 minutes. If we look at the Onigashima battle, and I don't remember if it was 15 minutes or where, I don't know where I'm getting 15 minutes from. I think at some point a time period was given of like 15 minutes or something like that. Kind of like the Planet Namek thing, where it's like, oh, Namek will blow up in 5 minutes, but it's not actually 5 minutes because anime time. So I was expecting us to get something like that again, but now that we know what the reveal is, I think it makes a lot of sense why we didn't get that type of time, because it is a really big, important reveal, but it's not what we thought it was, and it's not what the Gorosei thought it was. And Punk Records, man, the double spread of Vegapunk's head just sitting there is cool, because of course it's One Piece. Of course it would be goofy enough to where, no, Vegapunk literally chopped his head off and he just put his head in the Punk Records, which I thought it was just going to be a floating brain or something like that, but it's just this man's whole head. And could you imagine if he was walking around with that? No wonder he cut that shit off. Seeing Saint Mars say, oh man, look at this, like I wouldn't be surprised, like what is death if your consciousness is stored here? So something I want to get into a little bit later is Vegapunk being dead or not. We will get to that when the time comes. Punk Records just looked super dope in that double spread. I have been thoroughly enjoying Egghead Island. I didn't know how badly I needed a science-y sci-fi arc in One Piece, and man, Oda is delivering in that department. Now we get to see some views from the outside world. I love when Oda does that, especially when big things are going on, because that's usually when we get to see people from the past. We get to tap into Sierra Village. We get to see Baltimore, where Vegapunk is from, where Frankie trained for 2 years. I just love when we get to go and see what our people are up to. We even got to see Beehive, which we didn't really see anyone we know. As far as I know, it was just some random pirates fighting, but even Vegapunk had their ear. That's how you know this was a really big transmission. And when they were like, oh my gosh, he's already dead, damn, what's going on? He was just in the news saying he was captured. That just lets you know how crazy stuff is for people that don't have the knowledge that we have. But speaking of Vegapunk being dead, I think it would be a little weird if Sanji was carrying around a corpse, you know, talking about, Vegapunk, do you hear that? Bonnie's in danger, I'm gonna go save her. Me personally, that just seems a little bit too morbid and weird for One Piece. So I'm not convinced Vegapunk is dead, especially with what Saint Mars said. I think his consciousness is pretty much stored in Punk Records, so he could probably transfer himself into whatever type of body. I don't know when that's gonna happen, because I think the Gorosei might just leave at this point, because they kind of just revealed themselves for no reason. I know they were pissed when they heard what Vegapunk was saying. They were like, oh my gosh, we came here for no fucking reason. Like, this is what he's revealing, which I'm actually glad they came, because with what they thought was going to be revealed and what we thought was going to be revealed, it was very smart for them to be like, nope, we're shutting this shit down, nipping it in the bud. So shout out to them for showing up, but I think they might just peace out at this point, or they might just all try and kill Luffy, because I think the only thing you can get out of this is preserving Punk Records and the stuff Vegapunk has, and killing Luffy since he is the Sun God Nika. So maybe they won't just leave immediately. We'll just have to see. Now, you remember in the last chapter, I was talking about the Straw Hats need help, and I don't know who's going to come save them. I don't know why Sanji slipped my mind. I forgot he just running around being the MVP of the damn arc. But we see that Sanji kicked the shit out of Nosjuro. And I also thought it was pretty interesting that the horse on Nosjuro's, but you know how he was kind of in a centaur form with the horse head, but the horse head came out and bit Sanji back. It kind of reminded me of, I can't remember his name from Wano, but it was the guy that had the lion in his stomach. And I'm mad I can't remember his name because I am usually the one that could remember One Piece character's name. So if I remember it, I will probably just say it later on in the video. But yeah, it's not coming to me right now. So we'll just have to move on for now. But I just thought that was interesting. I like how Oimo and Kashi pulled up too. I think that was something that could have just flown under the radar for people. If you don't remember, Oimo and Kashi were the giants that we met in Water 7. And then Usopp told them about Dory and Broggy being alive. So then they quit the Marines and went to go link up with them. So they're back now. And that's pretty cool. We also see Bonnie get very big. You know, she tried to replicate Luffy's moment against Kaido. And of course, she doesn't have as much sauce as Luffy. So it didn't work out like that. But it just, again, the potential of Bonnie's fruit is insane because she was able to get big just because she said, give me a giant-ish future. Like, that's what I want. Again, I said this before and I'll say it again. I'll say it every time. Bonnie has impressed me with her devil fruit capabilities because I was like, okay, turning people young and old, that's cool or whatever, manipulating your age, whatever. But her ability to say, give me this type of future or this sort of, you know, future, and being able to get abilities based off of that is dope as hell. So I'm excited to see what Bonnie has in store for us. Now, Vegapunk might be alluding to Imu in his speech. He said something about him, I think, when he was talking about, I'm not here to assign good and evil. And I think he said, I don't truly understand him or his motivation, so I'm not here to assign blame or something like that. And when I first read it, I was a little upset. I was like, Vegapunk, what are you talking about? These are the celestial fucking dragons. Like, they do horrible shit. They're horrible people. They're clearly evil. But then I thought about Vegapunk and his perspective, because Vegapunk himself has created numerous weapons for the world government, weapons that have hurt people. He helps the world government who does horrible things to people, and he gets funding from them to fund the projects that he truly wants to do while also doing these things. So to me, it completely makes sense why someone like him in his position would say, I'm not really here to assign good and evil. And especially as a scientist, I think if maybe he knows about Imu just from studying the Void Century, but doesn't know everything that led up to this point. So if he even has an inkling, he'd be like, damn, I wonder why this person would want to run the world this way, or why this person feels the way they do. Sorry, my dog's barking in the background. So I just thought that was really interesting. Let me know how you guys feel about that, because I was upset at first, but then I wasn't when I realized, you know, Vegapunk's perspective. I loved the protect Robin moment in this chapter, because it feels like it's been a long time since Robin has been emphasized as the threat to the world government she is. And given that the Gorosei are there, and given how I said last chapter, either someone's gonna have to swoop in or the Straw Hats are gonna step up and show they're really like that. It was just it was a culmination of beautiful things that just created a beautiful double page spread. Let me know how you guys feel about that, because it just made my heart I was like, oh my gosh, I love this so much. I love the Straw Hats crew, man. I love them so much. And shout out to Chopper for doing something this arc. I really, besides probably healing somebody in the background, I can't remember any notable Chopper moments, so I guess that's going to be his moment for the arc. And finally, last but not least, we are here. The big reveal, the One Piece world is going underwater. What does this mean? Is this a satisfying reveal? How do the Fishman feel about this? I have so many questions, because when we found out that Water 7 was going underground, I was like, dang, I'm not going underground, going underwater. I was like, man, so in either the sequel chapters or whatever kind of prologue we get, damn, Water 7 might not be around, because I think we're going to see the Straw Hats in their much older forms, like the 40 to 60 years old. But now I don't know what's in store for the future of the One Piece world, because this isn't the end of the transmission. So maybe Vegapunk is like, hey, our world is going to be underwater soon, so we gotta go to space. I don't know, a lot of people have been talking about space peace, and I was like, nah, we're not going to space. We're not going to space. I don't see why would the Strongyos go to space. It doesn't make sense. But maybe this is how we get space peace. I don't know. Either that, or they're gonna have to try and reverse the effects, try and prolong it, or everybody's gonna have to come to terms with living with the fishmen and be like, damn, we were fucked up to the fishmen, but now y'all are kind of gonna be the dominant race of the world. So I don't know, they're gonna have to change their whole infrastructure. The fishmen are like the only people on the One Piece world that oh, world's going underwater, whatever, like shoot, we live underwater already, we chilling. And if Vegapunk is saying this, I feel like it's gonna have to be happening sooner rather than later. Maybe it could be in like 10 years or something like that. Maybe he just wants to let people know. Maybe it's like 20 years from now, 30, 50, 100. But maybe he just wants to let people know, because now they can start making adjustments to live under the water, because they clearly did not know now. So I feel like the next chapter will give us even more information, and I'm excited for that. Unfortunately, we are on a break. I do read the scans, but I usually try and wait to cover videos, or to cover the chapters until the official. So I'll be uploading some other videos in that time, so keep a lookout for that. But anyways, if you made it this far, make sure to drop a like so YouTube knows you liked it. And before you even do that, I just want to say thank you so much if you did make it this far. Hit the subscribe button if you want to tap in with the future content. Hit that post notification bell if you want to be notified of said future content. It has been your boy Dougie D Fresh, and I'm out. Peace.